All new at 11 in some parts of Indiana, engineering classes start as early as kindergarten. The goal is simple: to get girls interested in STEM earlier. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. It's not an easy feat, as less than 12% of all working engineers today are women. Good Morning Indiana anchor Beth Vaughn traveled to West Lafayette to find out how Purdue is turning a dated social norm on its head.
Those ones you have to do one at a time.
You have to look closely, but in this lab of several hundred engineering undergrads, there are a handful of women.
I like to name the whole function.
Less than 20 mixed into a sea of men.
In this course, you learn really complex calculations in MATLAB, which we haven't really gotten to yet. I'm a little nervous about it, but we'll get to it eventually.
Hannah Cook, a freshman from Fort Wayne, doesn't notice she's one of very few.
I guess I knew what I was coming into, and I haven't really noticed it since the first semester.
Less than 23% of Purdue's engineering undergrads are women. That's up from 17% 5 years ago. Beth Holloway is at the center of that change with the Women in Engineering program.
My goal in life is to not have a job anymore, to not need to do this work anymore. We're a long way from there.
She takes engineering programs into elementary schools and invites middle and high schoolers from across the country to the university.
Being exposed to the ideas of engineering very early makes it more normal, if you will. So if they're continually exposed to it, then it becomes a profession like teaching or medicine or all of those things that they do see throughout their entire lives.
Closer to home, Carmel Clay Schools hopes to attract young girls even earlier.
Why did we use gauge pressure instead of absolute pressure?
This AP Physics class is made up of mainly juniors and is split evenly between girls and boys.
So I've been kind of looking at pharmacy and dentistry, that kind of thing.
STEM is what drives Miriam Wu. She hopes the same is true for girls even younger.
If they're finding themselves intimidated or just too scared to get started, you should absolutely take that first step. And I think that this generation is, starting to break those barriers.
Having a female engineering teacher, a female science teacher, we serve as role models for those girls.
Back at Purdue, Holloway knows when it comes to changing who we imagine as the next generation of engineers, the buck doesn't stop with women.
For there to be fewer social barriers, if you will, it isn't just the girls that have to be willing to go up against them. It has to be the boys, the parents, society who are willing to knock them down so they don't exist anymore.
Another Hoosier woman is targeting change with her children's book, The Amazing Adventures of the Princess from Planet STEM. After a successful Kickstarter program, Erin Albert tells me it'll be for sale for girls as young as 5 years old this spring. Beth Vaughn, RTV6.